Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to Air Radio Sal Yeruna Spain. Today, 11/11/2021. And I bring you the news from Bjl The Gambia as usual, Monday to Friday. The bulletins. First, we start with Standard newspaper, the headline. TRRC to submit report before election, as they said. Barrow gets another endorsement. Transport fares to go up. PDOIs explain system change to Bundung voters. US to give $7.9 million strengthen Gambian judicial, let me expand, system. Then, Mary Sok backs UDP's Dabo. APP Kurang endorse Halifa Sallah. Esa Fall launches manifesto. Let's see Standard point newspaper rather whether they've updated. Yeah, coincide on that. US to give 7.9 million to better Gambia's judicial system. They coincide on that. So that's the headline so far from of the newly updated story. So let's go back to Standard newspaper and start with the stories in details. So we start with TRRC. TRRC to submit report before election by Lamin Cham and read by Hajarama Air Radio Sal Jeruna Spain. Simultaneously, we are on our YouTube platform, Facebook, and our studio here. After much delay, the much talk about report of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission will be presented to President Adama Barrow later this month. Credible sources inform the Standard. According to our sources, both the TRRC and the government have now agreed and set a date for its presentation in late November. Our sources added that the report is now completed, or at least there is a willingness on both sides to have it presented definitely this time. The report suffered several delays amid speculations that government is not keen on getting it before the election to avoid it becoming a hot political potato. Other reports suggested that there are insiders in the commission who sabotaged the final completion of the report, either because they are toying the government line and interest, or wanted an extension with its fat salaries. Both the Minister of Justice Daula Jallo and TRRC Director of Communications Esa Jallo have dismissed those suggestions as either not true or they are not aware of such. Justice Minister Jallo has since said government is always committed to receive the report once it is ready and had approved extension only on the commission's request. As he filed his nomination papers at the IEC last week, President Barrow too hinted that the report would soon be presented. We are expected to receive it very soon, and when we do, we will look at it. It will not be my personal decision, but that of the government, Barrow said. It ends there, so stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily in other stories. There are another sideline stories GFF league to start next week. The elections are here and deception of the masses is at an all-time high. Let me expand it. They said high. We must take note of this one, they said. So the other side story is, what do we know about diabetes, prevention and types, risk factors, symptoms, test and treatment? It's very important. Embracing December 4th nomination or nominated candidate in spotlight, they said. So let's go to the principal headlines and see, select one from them and read that in details. The Mary Sock UDP backs Dabo. This one is a press after 2 days of widespread rumors. Mary Sock, an independent presidential aspirant whose nomination was rejected by IEC on Saturday, has endorsed the candidacy of Ousainou Darboe. Mary Sock is the first Gambian woman to ever file nomination papers for the presidency. After her rejection, Mary used a public apology to her supporters for failing to successfully renounce her U.S. citizenship. She is also the first presidential aspirant to endorse the UDP candidate as the race for State House heats up. In a statement issued yesterday, Mary said, "I want to thank all of you for standing with me through these journeys, supporting and endorsing my candidacy. We have come a long way together, and this is just the beginning. A lot has happened to us in the past weeks, from filing our presidential nomination, disqualification by IEC, and now to make a decision of where to go next to continue the Alliance of Social Democrats' vision. The decision is not based on political interest, but for our national interest. ASD stands for Goodwill Ambassadors, Goodwill Politicians. We are on a journey to change the dynamics of Gambian politics, inshallah. We all must be united in one common goal. We must continue to engage all political leaders and parties, civil societies, government agencies, private sectors, and all Gambian citizens to reunite and work together for the betterment of our motherland. We started this journey because we wanted to change the political system of this nation, and I have come to a decision that the United Democratic Party is one of the parties that aligns with our roadmap of development. Today, Wednesday, the 10th of November 2021, our planning committee has concluded on behalf of Alliance of Social Democrats to join alliance with UDP to further promote our joint organization principles and policies. His Excellency Honorable Ousainou Darboe and I have reached the concluded an agreement to join forces and uplift and rebrand the great party to climb the greater heights. I encourage all the Mary Sock ambassadors, ASD members, and all Gambians all over the world to stand with me in this new direction. We are going to use this opportunity to change the faces of politics in the Gambia. Join us to make the difference. Thanks, it ends. So as he said in his Facebook page last night, yesterday is the same story narrated here. So let's see another story after the short jingle. Welcome back. This one is a short story from Transport Union. Transport fares to go up. This one by Olumatu Koka, standard reporter, read by Harjadama Air Radio Sal Jeruna, Spain. The Gambia Transport Union President Omar Sisi has confirmed to the standard that a new fare tariff has been adopted and will be finalized soon to come into effect. Though Mr. Sisi did not give specific details of the supposed tariff have been leaked on social media, and it indicates that fares will slightly increase in most routes. The leaked tariff shows that Westfield to Brikama rather will now be $23 from $18. Burfoot to Serakunda will be $18 from $14, among others. Meanwhile, the Gambia government yesterday issued a statement on the same matter. It reads, subsequent to series of productive meetings among members of the Transportation Task Force Committee, the National Security Council NSC, the General Transport Union GTU, the Consumer Protection Consortium CPC, the Consumer Protection Association of the Gambia CPAG, and other stakeholders. The Gambia government is pleased to inform the public that a new nationwide transport fare tariff has been adopted. Another significant outcome of the consultations is the agreement on a new queuing system for transit goods at the Banjul Seaport. The modalities for the implementation of the new transport tariffs and the port queuing scheme will be finalized in due course and the final schedules published. With this new development, government was able to avert a potentially onerous strike. The Gambia government appreciates and supports the understanding of Gambians and all those affected by this development. It ends there. Stay tuned. Don't go. I'll be back momentarily after a short jingle with another story in English. Welcome back. Still to remind you that you've been listening to Air Radio Sal Yeruna Spin, our daily news, still with Standard Newspaper. The other story, US to give $7.9 million to strengthen Gambian judicial system. This one is a press release. And read by Air Radio Sal Yeruna Spin. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is set to launch a 5-year $7.9 million activity to support the Gambia as it takes steps to consolidate a democratic rule of law based and accountable system of governance. The activity, entitled Promoting Rights and Justice, will support Gambian-led justice sector reform and modernization in the judiciary. Modernization of the judiciary, Ministry of Justice and Ministry of Interior by providing expert advice, guidelines and support. Support will also be provided to civil society organizations that seek to defend citizens' rights, promote legal reform, and contribute to the development of a vibrant democratic culture in the country. Founded primarily by USAID, the Promoting Rights and Justice activity will be implemented by the American Bar Association and Freedom House. These two organizations have decades of experience in supporting partner governments and civil society groups in Africa. The activity constitutes the largest assistance efforts by USAID in the Gambia in several decades. We are confident that this investment in the justice system and human rights will pave the way for a vibrant, open and liberal society where the average Gambian can fairly access the justice system, said USAID. USAID Mission Director Peter Trenchard. The success of the justice system is particularly critical as the country pursues multiple simultaneously transitional processes. The Truth, Reparations and Reconciliation Commission to create an official record of past abuses and crimes. The Jane Commission charged with investigations economic crimes under the former regime. The Constitutional Review Commission and the Permanent National Human Rights Commission said Elisi Sindaigaya, the American Bar Association's chief of party for this activity. The activity will include an emphasis on the rights of women, children, and other vulnerable populations, ensuring these groups' perspectives and specific needs are served by the justice and advocacy systems. By supporting Gambian-led investment in institutions and building public awareness of and participation in the justice system, the U.S. government believes that better and equal treatment under the law will be realized. It ends there. Stay tuned, don't go away. We'll be back momentarily after a short jingle. Let's see another story. Welcome back. This one, PDYS explains system change to Bundung voters. This one by Aisa Tamba, standard reporter, by Hajadama Air Radio Saljeruna, Spain. The PDYS presidential candidate Halifa Sallah has said the system his campaign advocates is designed to end poverty in the country. Speaking at a short meeting in Bundung yesterday at PDYS officially starts campaigning for the December election, Salah urged the people to first assess the candidates running and their programs to know who to entrust and safeguard the national budget. We have a system that has not delivered to the national development of the country for 56 years, as people continue to live in poverty. That is why we are advocating for system change, calling for equal opportunities and equal rights of good living standards. Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment, he told the gathering. He outlined that one of the main reasons why the youngsters are leaving the country is because of poverty and the living standards in the country. He said with a PDY's leadership, they will ensure that the productive base of the economy is built such that the country will not import what it could produce. Instead, the government will enhance the capacity of the people so that the Gambia will produce those products. But it depends on your vote. So the key is in your hands. And who you vote for is the one you will entrust to manage the budget of this country in the next 5 years, Salah told his audience. Stay tuned, don't go. We'll be back momentarily with another stories in English. Welcome back. Still with Standard. APP Kurang endorsed Halifa Sallah. It's a press release. The All People's Party, which cancelled its nomination, has endorsed Halifa Sallah, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, known as PDOIS. In a statement signed by its national president and former UTG lecturer Gumbo Ali Toure, seen by the Standard, APP said the agreement was reached after protracted negotiations between the two parties. We are delighted to inform all our esteemed members that All People's Party has reached a cordial agreement with PDOIS party to form an alliance in this forthcoming election. This is the result of protracted negotiations of our party leadership in the past. APP said, adding, we are calling on all other opposition parties to and at a crossroads and only a determined. He said, we are calling on all other opposition parties to and independent presidential candidates rather to join us for a formidable partnership to win the election. Our nation is now at a crossroad and only a determined and competent leadership can save us from this perennial predicament. The two parties are expected to formally announce the agreement at a press conference today. The party held meetings in Latrikunda, German, and other places in Kanifing municipality as official campaigns began ahead of December 4th poll. Meanwhile, in a rather unexpected turn of events, Mamadi Kurang too has endorsed PDOIS. Kurang was thought to endorse UDP instead, but in a video seen by the Standard, the former Jane Commission staff appeared to have endorsed Halifa Sallah, noting that the competence and vision of the candidate mattered to them. It ends. Stay tuned. Then we'll back momentarily with another story. Maybe it will be the last story. Welcome back. Still with Standard. SFL launches manifesto. This one by Ulemati Koka and Riba Hajadamaya Radio Sal Jeruna, Spain. Independent candidate SFL has said he will implement all TRRC recommendations in the first 30 days of his government if elected on December 4th. FAL, the only independent candidate cleared by the IEC, made these remarks yesterday during the unveiling of his manifesto at his residence in Kertsering. It is unfortunate we are going into an election under the law that is based on the 1997 Constitution, which does not speak well for his country, this country rather, he said. He added that in 2017, the Gambia embarked on an expensive transitional justice program, which, among other things, gave birth to the TRRC, in which he believed that over $3 million has been spent, but that too has been sacrificed on the altar of political expedience. Mr. Fall said his agenda is a blueprint for a national turnaround action plan for Sobea, which is known as Team ASA. We are for a positive transformation of our beloved country with competent heads, able hands, appropriate tools, and our abundance of results-oriented Gambians supported by a leadership with ideas to turn the country around to prosperity for all. Fall said this diligent approach will enable them to implement tried and tested best practices as well as new and appropriate innovative or innovations rather. The Gambia does not need another long and convoluted policy document, he said, adding that the country just needs an action plan, a blueprint for development. Asa by far rather offers a practical action plan for national turnaround, he said. Fall said the first 30 days of his government are enough to lay the foundation of a new Gambia anchored on the unbending principles and values of transparency, human rights, and rule according to law. Therefore, I declare my commitment and promise to transition the country to a new democratic Gambia where the law will be the queen of my government, he declared it. And I think this is going to be the last story we are attacking together. There are other laws. There are other stories here, but I can't accumulate all these together right now. So I will be back momentarily with another different segment with the rest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these 6. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 stories. Another 6 stories. 7. The one Barrow gets another endorsement. So I will be back momentarily. Stay tuned. Don't go away.